Alright, this is Miss Nichols. I am going to do some of your review with you. We'll do it over the course of 2 days. So what I do with you will count as your notes, and then what you guys will do by yourselves will count as your homework. So make sure that you watch these videos, do the notes with me, and then do the other problems that are assigned to you on your own. But basically what's really important is to write these two equations down. They're interchangeable and they're really important for a lot of the review problems, and also they're important to have on hand for the test as well, because this doesn't need to be memorized, but it's really important to be able to switch between these two equations. The two equations are log base b of x equals y, or you can switch it up and write b to the y equals x. So in that case you don't have a log and it's easier to figure out sometimes. So make sure you write those down somewhere that's easily accessible so we can use them. Okay, we're just going to start doing some problems together, and then you'll be assigned other ones. So we're going to start on number 3. 3 to the x equals 81. So basically this one, don't overthink it. You're just going to rewrite it with the same base. So you can write 3 to the x equals 3 to the something, and we're thinking 81, we need to get to 81, so 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, so that's 3 to the 4th. And then now that they have the same base, you can write it as x equals 4. Okay, so a lot of the problems are just like that one, from like 1 through 4 or something. So we're going to skip down to number 5. First thing you want to do, log base 4 of 1 over 64, you need to write another side to the equation. You need to write equals y. And then we can set this up with those equations I told you to write down at the beginning of this video. So we're going to say x equals, y equals, y equals, and b equals. Okay, so using this equation, we can say that x equals 1 over 64, y equals y, and b equals 4. So now we need to write this in the other form. So since it was in the log form, we're going to write it in the other form, b to the y equals x, so b is 4. 4 to the y power equals x, which is 1 over 64. And I know that 4 to the third power equals 64. So 4 to the negative third power is going to equal 1 over 64. So I know that my y should be negative 3. Okay, so just let me just say that again. 4 to the third power would have been 64, but if you put a negative in it, 4 to the negative third gives you 1 over 64. So that is what I did. Okay, the next one is 7. 7. We're going to do the same thing. I'm doing 7 and 9. So I'll put those on the page. 7 is log to the base 1/3 of 27. So again, we're going to write equals y here. We need two sides to this equation. We're going to solve x equals, y equals, b equals, x equals 27, y equals itself, and b equals 1/3. We're going to rewrite it. Base 1/3 b to the y, 1/3 to the y power equals 27. And I know that I need to flip it to make it 3 to the something power. Okay, so if it was 3 to the third power, 3 to the third power equals 27. So I know that 1/3 to the negative third power would equal 27, because the negative flips the fraction to be 3 to the third. Okay, so my y equals negative 3. Okay, and then numbers. I'm doing 9 and 10 on this video as well. So 9 and 10, we are going to set them up the same way. So 9 already has an equal sign on the other side. So x equals, y equals, b equals. B is 2, x is itself, y is negative 3. So I'm going to write 2 to the negative 3 equals x. And just like I know how to use these negatives, I'm going to flip it so it's 1 over 2 to the 3, because as soon as you put it on the bottom it becomes a positive, so it's 1 over 8 is x. Okay, that's your answer for that one, 1/8. And 10. Okay, I'm going to do 10 in a different color. So 10 is going to be over here. Log of base 4 of x, so I'm going to write out my x equals, my y equals, and my b equals. My base is 4, my x is x, my y is 0, so I'm going to write base 4 to the 0 equals x, and I know that 4 to the 0 is 1, so I'm going to write my x, and then I need to be, x is actually less than 1, so that's my answer.